Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris and this is Restoration Rescue. So last week we came in and we were attempting to do transmission work and get this thing out of the garage for once. That didn't happen. But what we did find is the last time we tried to just move it and try one more time, found a coolant leak. Now that wasn't in last week's video, but we did find it. So now what I have is a pressure tester. So I have it all hooked up for the correct one, and we need to pump it up. So when we're pumping it up, it is pumping air into the system. And that is going to show us where the coolant is going to go to. Now I hear it a little bit. Now this one's not great. It leaks a little bit of air, but I'm up to just over half a bar of pressure. Now we sit and we listen. Oh, I hear it. And I found it. So the tube that goes from the water pump to the manifold is leaking coolant, and that's because I don't have a clamp. Now I do. So we're going to go ahead and put that clamp on. Now, I had this one. I found it. I didn't know this was leaking before. I redid the pressure test. I did it while it was off camera. So I did a little cheating. But, hey, we're going to get this thing fixed. That's the important part. And then we can go back and work on some transmission stuff. All right, so I've gotten that hose clamp on. Now we're just going to check if that took care of it. Hopefully it did. Because if not, that's another coolant leak, which sucks. This coolant sucks. This thing takes forever to pump. Also, what you look for is on one of these pressure tests is for it to hold the pressure, not just make noise. So I think I just need to tighten this clamp up a little bit more, because I do hear just a squeak of it. And that is holding pressure right now, which is good news, because that is a big important thing, getting the truck running down the road. And I don't hear anything, and we're holding pretty steady pressure, so that's a good sign. But now what we're going to do is I have the truck lifted up again. I did go ahead and I removed all the torque converter bolts as well. And what I did is put spacers, because I believe, and I'm probably mistaken, is that the play between it coming forward is a lot more than a 1/4 inch, or 1/8 inch is what it's supposed to be. So maybe a spacer can help with reseating and keeping the torque converter where it needs to be and drive. So what we're going to do now is try and start it up and hear just if it sounds better or whatnot. Check fluid and whatnot, and keep an eye on our pressure sensor gauge. So real quick, I just let that run for about 10 minutes. No leaks whatsoever. So we're going to go ahead and pop this off and put the actual cap on. So that could actually help out with our issue of overheating as well. Because we had a leak. We didn't know it, but we had a leak. Now this is a Harbor Freight tool, and I got to say, it's pretty awesome. Works on a lot of different models, but worked today. So we have no more leaks, so that's all put back together. Now we're going to go ahead and try and get it started and just see if we still have some pretty good tire movement in the back. Now, if I have more, that's a good sign. kind of hard to gauge. We're going to have to put it back down on the ground and try and test out that way. But go ahead, let's go ahead, jump in this thing and see if it starts. Hopefully. Hopefully. All right, so we have a couple of things going on. As you can see, it does run. It still needs a little bit of gas, and I think I know what the problem is. And it goes back to a comment from last week. Someone asked about the black and gray wire being unplugged, and I did some research, and I never disconnected the automatic vacuum assist. So that's an issue. So we needed to retime the engine because it's going to be off because it's going to try and advance. And that's why sometimes it runs and sometimes it doesn't. And it starts to cut in and out because it's trying to advance itself with a vacuum assist and it's not on a base timing. So I do need to fix that. Now, the real major issue we're having is moving. Now, I did take it and tow it up to my dealership because I wanted to replace the torque converter. Found out I have drive. I know I have drive. I drove it right into the shop. Problem is I don't have reverse. So off camera, obviously, I went and replaced the torque converter saying, hey, let me take a shot. That torque converter is old. Let's see what happens. So got it in the shop and we still only have forward gears. So there is gonna be something wrong inside of the transmission. So what we are going to do coming up is we are going to take the transmission out again. And I have an actual technician going to help me out and look at the trans and see what I screwed up. Because obviously I did something wrong that is preventing us from putting it in reverse and having reverse go. So we don't know when that's going to be. So I am going to be dropping it one day coming up. So we are going to be switching gears, unfortunately, not in the transmission, obviously, away from the 454 for a little while. We do have another project in line, and I think that's what we are going to start doing. So, unfortunately, today, that is going to be a wrap for this week's video. We'll see you guys next Saturday when we start our new project. So, we'll see you then.